I don't know, I think I'm like the worst person to ask if GHSA is redundant, just because I've put so much work, so many hours of my life into this, that like GHSA and everything I do on campus has become like my baby.
I think the structural idea of the GHSA itself was something that's so unique.
They're responsible for the students, because the whole point of organizations like that is to cater to the students and provide them services that they need and want to use.
And like as a student, it's really hard, especially because we're a small school, so you think our voice would be heard a lot better. And then when I got on council in second year as the justice rep, I realized it was harder to do.
I couldn't really see what GH would look like without GHSA. And there's just so many good things that we do behind the scenes that I think GH is better for, like the fact that we get student representation at academic council meetings, where you have students being like, I don't like the way that this course works, or my grad school doesn't recognize the name of this course. Would we be able to change it or change the description so it better fits my needs for postgraduate employment or postgraduate studies? I just kind of wanted to make our program better. One of my biggest things is, especially like with money in my own life, I'd rather spend money on an experience than like an object. So like that's kind of the mentality that I went into council with. Like I want to put my efforts into creating an experience that's memorable and enjoyable and that students can take away from.
Going into my fourth and final year, I thought it'd be good to give back to the community because I've kind of been milking off them for a couple of years, going to the events and stuff, so I thought why not kind of try to throw my hat in the ring and see if I can get elected, which I was, and plan some fun events.
Some of my profs actually told me about it in second year. I knew some people on the council, and I just thought it'd be a really cool opportunity to meet people. And then I was like, oh wait, I can put this on my resume. But then in the end, it was more just like I just got to meet a lot of cool people and got to get a lot of connections. So it's definitely a good experience.
Okay, call the order. First by Christina, second by Pam. All approve? Yeah, we'll just assume she approves. This is also why transition reports are super important, especially this year. It's because we're bringing in a whole new council in on this. So they're not gonna, other than like the current members who are gonna be on the council next year, they're not really gonna know about all the conversations we had. So that might be a piece that you wanna add to your transition report, just to kind of help them be like, okay, I get what the whole talks was about, and like this is, you can give your opinion, be free to, just so they kind of are brought up to pace. Not that we're not gonna help facilitate that, but it'd be nice to hear from you guys.
And I believe everyone can twerk, especially Abby. I've seen her twerk. It was quite the sight.
So my full name is Amit Tahir, and I am Vice President of Student Life at the North Campus at the Humber Students Federation. Wait, let me just do this. You can never be too. Just comb. No, comb. You gotta comb that. So make sure it's nice. Alrighty.
So Almond and Oded came in and they kind of said, you know, some changes might be happening. GHSA might be dissolved. You guys might stay the same, or we might adapt you guys. There was a lot in the air, and they just want us to know our opinions on things.
I don't know how I feel actually. A lot of mixed emotions because I've been on it for 3 years.
Some people at Humber don't, I mean like Humber administration, Humber students at times too, who haven't been at Guelph-Humber, they don't empathize with how it feels to be a Guelph-Humber student, right? Because it is a different building. It's Guelph-Humber, it's not Humber.
So as much as we are Guelph-Humber, right, we need to sort of have our own sort of I want to see student government of our own because this has more of a direct impact on us.
There's certain things that Guelph-Humber students need in particular, right, that Humber students don't need. And I think one of those things would be program reps, right? At Guelph-Humber, you're in a program for 4 years. You have, I think, almost 10 programs now, 8 programs, right? And it makes much more sense to have a program rep. I think that's just an example. Everyone's gonna have a different opinion about like, oh, it should be this way, it should be this way. I don't think that's the right way to look at it, right? I think you have to talk to as many people as possible, gather as much information as possible, and from there, try to, as objectively as possible, figure out what kind of structure is gonna be best to represent these students at Guelph-Humber.
I think change is always good. Whether it be good or bad for GH students is to be decided.
So the GHSA council basically will be under HSF.
There will be no GHSA.
No, there will be separate title, yeah.
Yeah, so
One big title, one
so
big.
it will be in HSF council. Period.
So you need to go into this thinking that GHSA in title and name would be cease to exist, would be eliminated, and that it would all be branded under HSF as the campus-wide student government, which it is now. But it's then you guys are part of that too, and these roles are part of that officially.
Blanketing a student government for everyone for every single service wouldn't make sense, right? But at the same time, separating everything wouldn't make sense either.
Really, we're still under HSF. So if the process can be expedited by it being just one group as opposed to having 2 separate groups that one of them has to answer to the other, I feel like it's still beneficial to us as Guelph-Humber students because we're still getting events.
Because I know a concern of Guelph-Humber students is that they feel like they are a Humber student. And when they tell people I go to Guelph-Humber, they're like, oh, you just go to Humber. And then it feels like, no, I applied to a university and this university is Guelph-Humber.
But
And
HSF is not Humber.
I understand, like I fully understand that, but like some people don't know that and they don't fully understand that and they don't remember that because of the name. And I'm not saying it's like a gigantic deal, but I know that it is like a concern of people. They feel like they want to be recognized as a Guelph-Humber student, not just a Humber student. And then if their student council is called HSAP or Humber Student Federation, or it's recognized like that, then they might feel like that Guelph-Humber tie is being taken away. And I know it's special attention, and like we're only 10 years old. Like who are we to come over and like? But we are our own institution.
I guess like after I kind of forget about all the stuff I learned and all that kind of stuff, I'll still remember the people and like kind of the memories. So I probably won't remember the lectures or all that junk. But kind of the memories are what will residue. So I think kind of that whole aspect of like us just hanging out in the office or having popcorn at the Lion King movie, that kind of thing, is kind of what makes it all worth it.
So for me, GHSA will never be redundant. It's become my life, and it's like a part of me.